Well, all right, JCI, Junior Chambers, JC members from around these United States, whatever you want to call us, we're still awesome, okay? Welcome to this, the 22nd edition of JCTV. So, I don't know about you guys, but this time of the year is like a madhouse at my local organization here in Athens, Georgia. We've got a Christmas parade tonight. We're busy collecting and distributing toys in our Roll with Toys for Tots. We've got our awards and installation banquet next week. We just had elections last week. By the way, don't worry, I'm not trying to sneak in a chapter spotlight of my own local organization. I mean, as you can see today, I'm all about the Ohio Valley. But I feel like our chapter is pretty indicative of what's going on in local organizations really around the country. It is the season of love and caring for those in need and in our communities, and the Jaycees, tis the local organization, the leading global organization of young, active citizens. Plus, you gotta love an organization that lets me refer to myself as young, still here at 35 years of age. Anyway, let's finish the year strong, my friends. Let's dive right into things right here, talking to a fella who dives into everything he does in a strong manner. My friend, USJC Legal Counsel, Mr. Jed Leano. Jed, welcome to JCTV, buddy.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Now, you're from the Pasadena chapter, but being an alumni of the University of Kentucky, you get a lot of Kentucky Wildcat basketball questions when members call for legal advice?
I do. Usually when someone calls me from around the country, the first thing I ask them is where they're from, and then the follow-up is always something about their local basketball team. So I usually use that to break the ice a little bit. That way, the conversation of getting legal advice isn't so painful, right?
It helps with interviews as well.
There you go.
What are some of the common legal pitfalls, let's say challenges, that you see local organizations make that we can kind of talk about here to help these organizations, especially new organizations, avoid those issues?
I think that the number one thing that I see a lot of local organizations do is that they are typically not in compliance with their state or local regulations for registering their organization with their local appropriate governing tax body. And in addition to that, because they're not properly registered with their state, county, or city, they find themselves having to pay fines or trying to request hearings or appeals on the payment of those fines. So it's always best when you start an organization to make sure that the documents that you file are compliant with all of the local, state, and municipal rules and regulations.
So it's much better to get these legal issues set up correctly from the get-go as chapters are forming, rather than to have to go back and fix them once you're up and running, right?
That's correct. So every state and county and municipality, they have rules on when you start a nonprofit organization or a new association, what documents you're required to keep and store, and what documents you're required to file with the local governments, not just the federal. So it's very important to make sure that you have everything properly filed when you begin your organization.
Jed Leano, USJC Legal Counsel and proud University of Kentucky alum, thank you so much for joining us today on JCTV.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Hey, let's go ahead and throw things over to our JCTV correspondent, Miss Naja Bradley, for this week's chapter spotlight of the Ohio Valley Jaycees. Naja!
Thanks, Matt. This week, the spotlight is on the Ohio Valley Jaycees and one of the largest JC-run events in the country. Held in the rolling hills of eastern Ohio, Jamboree in the Hills is a premier live event that draws the biggest names in country music and well over 100,000 fans from all 50 states and several countries. As a subcontractor of event producer Live Nation, the Jaycees are a key partner managing all activities related to camping, pre-parking, auxiliary on-site camping sales, camper check-in, and space allocation, and manning the gates to control access to 5 campgrounds on a 24-hour basis. This past summer, it was one of the stops on U.S. Junior Chamber President Crystal Ramsey Dice's Nothing But Nets tour, where she stated that it was one of the most impressive JC projects she had seen in quite a while. The event serves as a major recruitment and publicity tool for the chapter, and it's their largest fundraiser, with an annual economic impact of almost $35,000. But perhaps the most significant impact is how Jamboree in the Hills brings the chapter together. For the duration of the event, the members live, work, and play together, striving towards a common goal and creating strong bonds that will last a lifetime. And that's what being a JC is all about. Back to you, Matt.
Now, as I said earlier, it is the season of giving, and there's perhaps no better thing you can do than to gift a net and save a life. Something that is actually quite easy to do through our partnership with Nothing But Nets. You may have heard all the hype going around the world on December 3rd, last Tuesday, which was Nothing But Nets team referred to as Giving Tuesday. It was a huge social media and traditional media promotion of Gift a Net. But just because Giving Tuesday was a few days ago doesn't mean the campaign is over. I mean, think about it, friends. What better gift can you give for $10 measly than to gift a net on someone's behalf? I mean, how many gifts do you have to end up having to give at that kind of level to coworkers and friends and families? They're like $20 or less. It's tough to find anything decent, isn't it? Well, what if you gifted a net on their behalf? It'll make them feel great, you'll feel great, and really, it's a great conversation starter for everyone around at gift time. We can talk about what Nothing But Nets is and the Jaycees involvement. It's easy. Just go to nothingbutnets.net. Hey, let's chat with yet another great USJC, National Vice President from the great state of Louisiana, Miss Monica Riggs. Thank you so much for joining us today, Monica.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Monica, by the time you reach the NVP level, you've kind of been around the JCI block, so to speak. Can you talk about some of your own experiences and kind of how this organization has helped you grow personally?
I've had a lot of opportunities to grow and build, and fortunately, it's all thanks to the Jaycees. Never been a shy person, so they really didn't need to help me too much with speak up or write up. I'm pretty good on that in that arena already. But what it helped me do is foster relationships from around the country, around the world, and I have amazing friends that I can go pretty much to any state and feel comfortable going anywhere and having friends nearby. And it's just an amazing opportunity that I've been able to help my community grow, help my community improve, as well as my entire state and the nation.
Now, what are some of the ways that you guys as NVPs kind of help state presidents and chapters foster the change in their organizations?
Well, I'm kind of like their liaison. So any resources that they need, I pass on to them. Any assistance that they need, I'm there to step in, whether it's just directly with the state president or going down to the chapter level and helping them at that level and foster their growth, the positive changes that they can make in their community. We're just that kind of that middleman on helping them succeed in their communities.
NVP Miss Monica Riggs, thank you so much for joining us today on JCTV.
Great, thank you.
In today's world, ladies and gentlemen, data is king. And if you don't believe me, ask Google or the NSA for that matter. But let's not go there. But we have good news regarding data. The Junior JC Youth Membership Database is up and running. Now, once you have turned in your Junior JC charter to national office, you'll receive notice that the chapter has been added to the membership database. You'll find the link to the Junior JC chapter on your membership homepage, located kind of on the right side of that page. Your chapter can input membership info and assign rights to the Junior JC chapter president. Junior JC chapter presidents will then have access to the membership info and input new membership. JC chapter presidents and member users that already have access can assist the Junior JCs in the use of this database. It's not that hard. They'll be assisting us. They're young. They get it. A user manual is also being updated and coming soon. Well, folks, that is just about enough out of me. Katie at National Office thought this was going to be a short episode. Ha! We just had too much good USJC info to discuss and great members to hang out with. But we'll see you next time when... How about I'll be wearing a Santa suit? Seriously, would that be inappropriate for me to wear a Santa suit and do the entire episode in a Santa suit, acting like nothing's going on? I'll ask Joelle and President Crystal to see what they say about that. Until then, let's get out there and make the world a better place, create positive change, create impact, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're going to do. Bye.